Joining me today is Caio Borralho, who fights Paul Craig at UFC 301 in Rio de Janeiro. That fight is on May 4th. So, Kai, I wanted to start here. Obviously, it's your second chance on the road to fight in Brazil, the last one being a little bit closer to home in Sao Paulo. This one in the big city, on pay-per-view, millions of eyes, all that kind of good stuff. Tell me how it feels. Is it different than the last one? Is it the same as the last one?
Yeah, every fight is different, brother. For sure, fighting São Paulo where I live was special for me with the crowd all screaming my name and everything. I was the only fighter on the card that the people screamed the name. There was like Caio, Caio, So it was a crazy feeling for sure. But now this fight is a little bit different because it's gonna be in Rio de Janeiro, that it's where the MMA was born in Brazil, like, and it's gonna be a pay-per-view card, so much more eyes on that card. So for sure, it's a special feeling for me, I'm feeling blessed. I thank the UFC a lot. I thank Mickey Maynard. I thank Dana, and I think I'm gonna make a big noise in this UFC. And the mantra on my training camp is I'm gonna KO Paul Craig. That's all.
I love it. I love it. Now, I do want to ask you too more about the fight, but before I do, the
Yep.
fight card has kind of been filled out with fighting nerds for the first
Yep.
time fighting in the UFC. You're not just fighting with, some of your guys in your corner or some of your guys in the
Yeah.
audience. You're fighting with them there on your card. So tell me, what's it like to look down the card and see, your guys?
Yeah, for sure. It's special again, like all these guys are working so hard in the gym, and they deserve it. This spot, Mauricio Rufi did a tremendous fight against a prospect they used to train with Islam, a Dagestani guy who was heavier than him, and he went there and TKO'd the guy in the third round, And then we got Jean. He's one of the most aggressive guys in the rooster. I can tell you that this guy is crazy, as real. He's really crazy. So he fights the same way, like a crazy style, crazy dog. He likes to bark. He's coming from like 10 wins and like 10 knockouts in the first round. And UFC debut, the knockout in the first round. So these guys deserve this spot. It's not about me. It's not just because I went there, like they deserve the spot. That's the even more special feeling, I didn't put anyone there, like they came and they deserve that, and I'm fighting on the side of them, so this is a special feeling for me for sure. And it brings more pressure on me, because I'm gonna be the last one on the card, and we have like two guys fighting already, so they're gonna win, they're gonna get a KO, and then the more pressure on me, and the day before on LFA, we have three more fighting nerds fighting too. So it's gonna be crazy weekend. Everybody fighting. Imagine everyone gets the win, and then I'm the last one. So it's gonna be special after I knock Paul Craig out.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you about LFA too, because I know sometimes you do commentary for them. At the very least, you like to be in attendance, especially if it's
Yeah,
it's around your
yeah.
fight time. With it being so close to your fight, are you able to swing double duty? Are you going to be
No,
there at least?
no, no, no. I'm not gonna. I'm taking this fight very seriously. Even though I know Paul Craig is not on my level, but I'm taking very seriously, and I'm not gonna do commentating, the commentating on this LFA. I'm gonna go there, spend like 30, 40 minutes, see the fights from my buddies off the gym. Like 2 or 3 fights, and then after that, I'm back to my hotel, keep eating, keep getting my weight back, and get ready to Saturday. It's gonna be a very tough fight, a very tough day, but it's gonna be unreal at the end, with my hand raised.
Absolutely. And one last thing on LFA, and then we'll get on to talking a little bit more about your fight.
Yep.
You got to give me the scouting report on the fighting nerds on the card. Give me a little quick rundown of the three of them.
Oh yeah, we have two confirmed there. So we have Icaro Brito. He is a prospect featherweight. He's 8-1 with 7 knockouts, and I think 6 on the first round. This guy is like a sniper. His nickname is the Nerd. So he looks like a nerd, like, don't make anything to anyone, but like when he's in there, he's like he's so he calculates everything, but he's a knockout artist, you know. And on the other side, we have a girl. We have Natalia Alves. She's 5-0 and 4 by submission or TKO. She's a wrestling champion in Brazil. She's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. She's a savage, you know, like she's a savage. She's coming from the same part of Brazil that I came from Northeast, you know, and over there is a tough life, you know. So we need to just went there and give our lives to win the fight, you know. So she's one of this kind, and I think they're more than ready to put on a show on Friday on LFA, man.
I love it. I love it. All right, now let's get talking to Paul Craig because this guy, like you said, you feel like he's not on your level, but he is an enigma, right? Like he's a puzzle. He's somebody that people have, kind of been confused about in fighting. We've seen people do the Volkan Ozdemir thing where he just doesn't engage with him at all. We've seen Paul Craig, or Brendan Allen take him down and just kind of, I don't really want to be too much of a part of this and lay on him. What do you think of those other strategies when it comes to Paul Craig? Because it's not like he hasn't caught, he caught Magomed and Goliath. Like it's not like he hasn't caught people before. What do you take of people?
Yeah. No, you can continue. Sorry, bro.
Oh yeah. No. So what do you think of these people's strategy in terms of just basically not engaging and forcing him to stand?
Yeah. So like he's really a puzzle, but I'm the fighting nerd. I love puzzles. I was born to solve puzzles, and so it's kind of fun doing all the training camp and all the studies on his tapes and everything because I'm seeing everything that he's doing. I'm seeing his system, how he plays that just to catch and everything that he likes to do. And there's one thing that people didn't do with him that you already said. They didn't engage, they always want to be aware of him, all the time. So if he pulls guard on me, and I think he will after I put some punches on his face, I'm not gonna be trying to like just get out of him, I'm just going there guard, and I'm gonna make him pay, make him get tired, just as Brenda Aller did a little bit, but I'm gonna pressure him the entire fight. The mantra of this training camp is to knock him out. But for sure, if he wants to just pull guard and stay there and thinks that I'm gonna just say him to stand, no, I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna punch him. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna get him tired. And then after that, I'm gonna get on my feet and ask him to get up, and then I'm gonna knock him out.
I love it. Now, this is especially an important fight for you, obviously, because we're not just talking about you fighting Paul Craig, a guy with a name behind him, but we're talking about numbers, right? You now have that number next to your name. You got a guy ranked ahead of you too, which is, a kind of a rarity when you first step into that top 15. How important is it to not just win, but to make that statement because you want to make it up the rankings even quicker?
Yeah, this fight is perfect because it's a perfect part of on the road, the climb my way little by little, like getting experience, getting more cage time, And I think Paul Craig is a tremendous fighter. He has a big name. He's ahead of me on the rankings. He's on number 13. I'm like 14 today. They released the rankings, so I'm 14 already. But like, it's gonna be good to just, get warm up in the ranking spot, like it's my first fight for the ranking. So it's gonna be a good warm up and people gonna really realize that I'm real. I think a bunch of fighters already realized, but I think right now it's gonna be undeniable, people think that I cannot finish a fight. I already show them that I can finish, but a fight is a fight, I'm there to finish, but I'm gonna get my hand raised in the end, and I'm gonna climb the rankings, keep climbing the rankings after him, a top 10, after the top 10, maybe another top 10 or top 5, and then I'm gonna get my belt, it's just a matter of time.
Absolutely. And we've kind of talked about this in the past too, how you don't mind taking your steps forward and don't mind taking the little steps forward. It doesn't need to be a big jump. Do you feel any more pressure now that you're in the rankings to try to make a bigger jump, or is it just same status quo? We're going to do what we need to do with the test in front of us.
Same thing. Nothing changed, A fight is a fight, brother, like It's just me and the other guy. Doesn't matter the fucking numbers, the fucking rankings, and anything, you know. It's just me and him. I will try to kill him and try to survive no matter what, you know, and to win the fight because winning the fight, I can feed my family. That's the only number that I care about, you know, my son, my wife, my family, and that's the only number that I care, you know.
I love that. I love that. Now,
I know, you know, like I know it's important, the rankings and everything, like for sure it's important. And I really love to be on the rankings, you know, and I will love to climb the rankings for sure. But like in the end of the day, it's just numbers, and we're two guys and gonna fight, you know.
for sure, for sure. Now, I usually like to end these things with a prediction. You've pretty much laid that out on the line already, right? We know you're looking for that knockout. Do you want to get a little specific with me, or do you want to at least give me a time frame? When is this one getting done?
I'm gonna try to knock him out the first round, the beginning of the fight. You know, I'm gonna try to pressure him and knock him out. If I cannot do it, and I get tired, I'm 100% sure he's gonna be tired too. And I'm used to get tired. You know, I'm used to swim with the sharks. You know, so it's just something that people are afraid of. Get tired in the fight, but like they forget that they do the entire training camp getting tired. You know, it's just how you respond getting tired, you know. So I'm gonna go there, try to knock him out. If I can't, and I think this is hard, but like if I can, hard to happen, you know. I know I can knock him out, but if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna get tired. He's gonna get tired, and I'm more comfortable in that state, you know.
I love that mentality. And once again, fans, this is Caio Borralho, who fights Paul Craig, UFC 301, Rio de Janeiro, May 4th. Caio, thank you so much for the time again. I always appreciate it.
Thank you, my brother.